Okay, so we're back. And get this. We're diving right into Game 4 of the ALCS. Guardians versus Yankees. You know why we're talking about this one, right?
Yeah, this one's shaping up to be a real nail biter. And it all comes down to what happened in Game 3.
Yeah.
Like, talk about a total
Oh, man, don't even get me started.
flip in the script, you know?
Yeah.
The Guardians, they were down 2 games, right? Staring down a sweep, potentially. But they managed to pull off this crazy comeback win. And it went into extra innings.
Dude, I thought it was over. Like, it really did, especially in the bottom of the 8th when they were down 5-3, and then bam!
Yeah.
Judge and Stanton hit those back-to-back home runs.
Right. It seemed like, okay, series over, Yankees are going to take it. But that's baseball, right?
Yeah.
You never know. And the Guardians, they just wouldn't give up.
Talk about resilience, man.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Junkin Knoll pinch hitting in the 9th, hits that game-tying 2-run homer.
Clutch.
Oh, absolutely clutch. And then, to top it all off, in the 10th, David Fry steps up and blasts a 2-run homer to win it. Unbelievable.
Like, I still can't believe that happened.
It really shows you. I mean, the Guardians, they have this bullpen, yeah, that everyone talks about. But even when Closela, their closer, he has this rare, not so great outing, gives up those back-to-back home runs. But the team, they didn't let it get to him.
They kept their cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now everyone's talking about this pitching matchup for Game 4.
Yeah, Gavin Williams is starting for the Guardians.
Yeah.
And he hasn't pitched a game since September 22nd.
Yeah, talk about a long time. It's like almost a month, right?
Uh,
So that's a big question mark, right? Like, how's he going to perform? Now, I'm looking at his regular season. His record wasn't stellar. He was 3-10, 4.86 ERA. Not exactly what you'd call an ace.
right.
But again, this is the playoffs.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Exactly.
Let's-
So who are the Yankees putting out there?
All right, so the Yankees, they're going with Luis Gil. And get this, it's his postseason debut.
Whoa.
Yeah. Talk about pressure.
Rookie in the ALCS, that's kind of a big deal.
It is.
I'd be sweating bullets, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what are the odds makers saying about all this, like with this pitching situation?
So the odds are closer than you might think. The Yankees are favored, but just slightly. Like, imagine this. You'd have to bet $122 on the Yankees just to win $100.
Okay.
But if the Guardians pull off the upset,
Yeah.
$100 bet would get you $102.
Okay, so it's pretty close, huh?
Yeah, it is. Which tells me they're really factoring in, how the Guardians have this momentum right now.
Yeah.
And home field advantage could play a big role.
Okay. So for someone who needs a crash course in betting, what does all that actually mean? Like who should are we saying bet on the Guardians?
Okay,
or
so the money line, those figures we just talked about,
Yeah.
they suggest that, the odds makers, they think the Yankees are slightly more likely to win, but it's not a guarantee.
So it really is, it's anyone's game.
Yeah.
I kind of love that. I love when it's unpredictable like this.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it gets even more interesting when you look at the run line.
One line, huh? Okay, you're gonna have to explain that one to me. I don't really fully get it.
Yeah. So the run line, think of it like this. It's kind of like a handicap system,
Okay.
to make things a little more interesting.
Okay.
So for the Yankees, the run line is minus 1.5. And for the Guardians, it's plus 1.5.
Okay.
What that means is, for a bet on the Yankees to pay out, they'd have to win by at least 2 runs.
Okay.
But for the Guardians, they could win outright or even lose by just 1 run, and you still win the bet.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it gives you a little more wiggle room.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then there's the over-under. And for this game, it's set at 7.5 runs.
Okay.
So that's basically you're betting on whether the total combined score of both teams will be over or under 7.5 runs.
Okay, so it's not just about who wins, but how many runs are happening, basically.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so are there any trends, historically, with these two teams that could, give us any hints about how this might go?
Well, here's something interesting. All 3 ALCS games so far, they've all gone over.
Really?
Yeah, so we've been seeing some high-scoring games.
So maybe we're in for, a slugfest.
Potentially.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The Yankees, even though they have all this power, right, they've actually been struggling against the spread, especially on the road. In fact, they've failed to cover the spread in 4 of their last 5 games at Progressive Field.
Oh, wow. So that home field advantage really makes a difference, huh?
It seems to be a factor, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some players.
Yeah.
Who should we be paying attention to?
Well, for the Yankees, All eyes are going to be on Aaron Judge. He's been relatively quiet this postseason, but there's something about Progressive Field that he seems to like.
He always seems to hit home runs there. I swear, every time.
I know, right?
He just, comes alive.
He's hit home runs in, 3 of his last 5 games there.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of wild.
So for the Guardians, who should we be watching?
Keep an eye on Jose Ramirez.
Of course.
He's been their best hitter, consistently throughout the season.
He's the heart of that lineup.
He is. And, he's got a history of doing well against the Yankees, too. His career batting average against them is .330, 11 home runs in just 50 games.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So we've got, the pitching, we've got the odds.
Right.
We've got, the players. What else am I missing?
Well, we have to remember, this isn't just, any other playoff series.
Right.
This is the 7th time these two teams are meeting in the postseason.
Oh, that's right. They have a history.
They do.
Because I was going to say, back in the day, the Indians, the Guardians, it was always a good series.
Yeah, they have a bit of a rivalry, for sure. And historically, the Yankees have had the upper hand. They've won 4 out of their 6 playoff series against the Guardians. So are we saying, history's going to repeat itself? Is that what we're leaning towards here?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? But, the Guardians, they've been underestimated all season. Nobody thought they would sweep the Twins in the ALDS.
I didn't. Did you?
No, not at all.
Yeah. No.
But they did. They have a way of, exceeding expectations.
They do.
They seem to thrive as the underdog.
See, now that's what I like. They're like the little engine that could,
Exactly, and that's what makes this Game 4 so intriguing. Will the Guardians keep defying the odds, or will the Yankees, kind of reassert their dominance?
Okay, but before we get too deep into this, I need to know, give me something good here. Give me some nugget of wisdom I can use to impress my friends.
Right. Well, how about this? The Guardians
at
home against the Yankees. They have been really tough when it comes to the run line.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they've covered the spread in, get this, 40 of their last 79 games at Progressive Field.
40 out of 79. That's kind of a big deal.
It is. It suggests that,
that's not just a fluke.
it's a trend.
So maybe the run line is the way to go with this one, even if they don't necessarily win.
It's something to consider.
Okay. Interesting. Man, I always learn so much from you. I feel like I could place a bet and actually know what I'm doing.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
That's true.
But, it's always good to, do your research and see all the different possibilities.
Yeah. That's what we're all about here, right? Deep dives.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks again for breaking this all down for me. I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready for Game 4.
Me too. It's going to be a good one.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another deep dive. We'll be back soon with another one. Until then.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.